I have everything in the correct order again for throwing. Again, once you have everything in the correct order again, you can go back to the diagram view. And don't panic if you don't see everything all at once. That's simply because, if you remember, in the outline view, we've hidden all the subtopics, and it hides them in the diagram view as well. Simply click on it and click the quick control to show all the subtopics again. Do that for each of these. You'll notice that rearranging them in outline view has not rearranged them in diagram view in terms of order. That is something you will have to do in both views. At this point, once you have completed your unit plan, again, you'll want to make sure that you save it. And from here, we are going to create a Microsoft Word file from it. So we are going to go to X File, then Export, Word Processor, File Format, Microsoft Word. If you're working on an Apple computer, you can also choose AppleWorks. I'm on a Windows, so I'm going to stick with Microsoft Word. I'm going to include the diagram, which will give a picture of the diagram at the top. I'm going to include topics, all hidden subtopics, all prefixes, notes, and hidden notes. I'm also going to include indentation. Otherwise, everything shows up in a big long list like this. I'd like it to be indented. I click Save. It will ask me where it wants me to save it. I can click Sending and Receiving. Go to my Documents folder, click Save. Now it won't open that file up for you automatically. You're going to have to go and do that. So I'm going to go to my Documents folder. Look for the file Sending and Receiving to. Open it up, and you'll notice once it loads, it's got a nice diagram, nice graphic here of the diagram. You can't edit the diagram here, it's just one large graphic, but you can change the size of it to make it bigger or smaller. And you'll notice that each lesson plan shows up here very neat, very nicely. You can at this point go in, if you would like, and change the pagination of this. For instance, if I want each unit to start on a separate page, or sorry, each lesson to start on a separate page, I am going to hold down my control key while I hit enter to create a page break. I'm going to go to the bottom of my first lesson and do the same thing. And the bottom of my second lesson again, and I would do the same if I had filled in the rest of my lessons here, putting each one on a separate page. Then when I go to print this out, I can go print preview. I can go to the first page at the top. It will show the diagram. I could, if I wanted to, make that larger again. My first lesson on the first 2 pages, second lesson on the second 2 pages, etc. You'll also notice, if we close the preview, that it carries the hyperlinks forward as well. For example, here the teacher will use, we'll watch the ultimate game with the attached checklist of components for throwing. If I hold down my control key and click on that link, it will open that file up. One more nice feature that I'll show you about inspiration is while I was creating my hyperlinks, I didn't worry about where the files were, so they're scattered all over my Documents folder and all over my computer. One nice thing about inspiration is you can go to File and Gather Hyperlinked Files, and then I'm going to go to my documents. File name is going to be sending and receiving to folder. Click save. And it's going to gather all those files together and put them inside of that folder. So when I go to my documents folder, and I search for that folder, there it is. It very nicely puts both a copy of the inspiration file and a copy of any of the hyperlinked files in there for you to use, which is a very nice feature for if you want to either move it around on a flash drive, or perhaps you want to take this entire sending and receiving folder and compress it to a zip or a RAR file to email to somebody else. That brings us to the end of this training video on using Inspiration as a unit planning tool. I hope you found the information useful. If you'd like to contact me, you can either reach me at the email address on the screen, or you can visit the Learning Technology Unit's website